We're back at the line with this week's opinion panelists. Our last topic is budget cuts at New Mexico State University in Las Cruces. The Albuquerque Journal reported recently that NMSU is cutting 120 faculty and staff positions and cutting millions in the budget across departments at the university. The cause is not unique to NMSU, certainly. Other universities are also facing falling enrollment numbers, and state funding for higher ed has also dropped in recent years. And Laura, based on what you've seen of the coverage, and I have to say our good friend Heath Hausman had a wonderful piece on this. The regents at NMSU did not go for a tuition increase in April and chose to go this route instead. And either way is a non-win for when you're a university. It's a difficulty. Did they make the right choice here, though, in your view, by not raising tuition and going to this route?
That's a tough question.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, as opposed to UNM, which did go the increased tuition route. Right. And there's other schools. I mean, Highlands has done a reduction in force also. Right. So there's a lot of, this is something that all universities, I think, and we have such a top-heavy in terms of higher ed culture here in New Mexico. We have a lot of universities, and they're dealing with falling enrollment. There's just a lot of problems with that. That's right. My gut reaction is that they probably made the right choice by not increasing tuition, just because it would affect. I mean, if you look at who's going to NMSU, right. You're not, you're looking at people who can scarcely afford, an increase, and so that's an issue. I think most universities can probably stand to cut a few positions. 125 seems like a lot. I mean, when I look at that, big, especially when you're talking about faculty positions and small departments that can't afford really to have their faculty cut, which means really cutting the program altogether. That's right. But I do think that they had to take a hard look at their budget and see where they could cut. If it's a program that really isn't popular with students, isn't something that's being used by the students in terms of a major, then I think they have no choice but to try to reduce that. Right. But it is a lot, and I think it will have waves of impact for the community. Every one of those jobs, 120, especially faculty positions, are high-paying jobs, and when somebody gets cut, they have to move somewhere else, which usually is out of the state. That's
right. Dan, another big item they're cutting, and also similar to something we're talking about here in Albuquerque with UNM, is cutting the campus health center down there. Now that's about an $800,000, not just moving it to a third party, a private party who would manage this. That seems like a reasonable solution when you're talking about running a business. You've got this deficit, this thing on the deficit side of your column sheet. You know what I mean? Yeah. Why not turn it over to somebody and run it that way?
Well, I think if you're able to say, look, it's costing us $2 million to do this. Right. We're going to give you $1 million, and if you can say you can run it and run it within the standards,
well,
you want to run it well. I think that's a no-brainer. I think that the problem that we're seeing here, and I think we're going to continue to see in New Mexico, is we're 1.8 million people in the state of New Mexico.
A little bit more, but I hear you.
2.1 million people, and we've got multiple colleges teaching engineering. Multiple colleges. I mean, at some point, the state's going to realize, we ought to have the best engineering school, the best medical school, the best teaching college. We ought to have centers that are doing these things, doing them well, instead of, it's been you drive over here on Central right now, in front of New Mexico, the University of UNM, literally across the street is the New Mexico Tech building. Right. I mean, New Mexico Tech,
but I think I disagree, because there's, healthy competition is important also. I mean, if you just had one school that provides that, I think they're, who are they competing against?
You're competing against the rest of the country.
Students need to have a choice.
You're competing against the rest of the country.
A UNM engineering program.
Most people want to stay here in New Mexico. Most people, I think, if you want to go to a state school, and that's why you have universities, is because you want to educate your people. You want to educate your people in the state. And so I am all in favor of having the multiple colleges that we have.
I'm not opposed to multiple colleges. It's the multiple colleges, like Laura said, we're going to have an engineering program. We can go get the best 15, or we can take a budget cut that turns 3 down here, 3 over here, 2 over here, and what are we getting? We're not getting the best product. When if we had the best 15,
But it seems like what Dan's just saying just now, that's the approach they're trying to take. It seems like there's a little bit of nuance and a scalpel here. They're not trying to sledgehammer everything. Now, if I was on the equestrian team, I might have a different point of view. Because you've got a whole situation.
And
the survey.
Yeah, they've been crying bloody murder.
Of course, the engineering
football and other things, that's sacrosanct. I'm sure we'll never cut there. Right. But regarding the health center, I think that's something that should be talked about a little bit more, because it sounds good. It sounds like a good idea at first blush to privatize this and to save money. But are they going to put that out to competitive bid? Or are they just going to select one person? They haven't revealed the name of this clinic. They, I wonder, don't they have to do some sort of competitive bid, or are they just going to
by state law, they might have to.
handpick
Sure.
someone? And I don't know whether that violates the procurement code or if it needs to be more transparent, but I think that should be looked into. I agree with Dan, though. Overall, we have entirely too many small colleges, branches. It's bleeding us dry. It's really bleeding us dry, but it's a political problem because every small town wants their branch, wants their college, wants it to be upgraded from a community college to a four-year college. And it's jobs, and it's also it's sort of heart. The community likes it in the same way that they won't give up their local hospital because it's part of the community. So every time the legislature has gone in and tried to do something about it, the lobbyists for this one come up, or the lobbyists for that one come up, and we go nowhere.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's always the lobbyist's fault.
Oh, stop it. Mary, if you would, just under a minute here. This is our new world order. This is the new normal. We're going to have to get used to, isn't it? You know,
It
budgets
is.
are just what they are right now.
It is,
So,
and I mean,
you know,
lots of states are facing it too, so it's not just New Mexico.
That's right.
Since Gary Carruthers has taken over as president, he's had to cut $30 million.
That's right.
But it's because
It's an
we've got a
ongoing-
lack of funding, and then he's looking at demographics and the population of young people, the age 15 to 19 group, that has decreased by 7%. He's going, this is reality, folks.
Well,
So
it's
it
also-
is a reality.
It's also unbelievable competition now, too, right? 10 years ago, you didn't say, I'm going to go to the University of Chicago and stay home in Deming. You can now. You can get a degree, a legitimate degree, not just some online. You
That's
can,
right.
and so now,
point.
New Mexico State's not only competing to get that kid from Deming to come to New Mexico State or Cloudcroft to come to New Mexico State,
That's right.
they're competing with that kid taking classes across the United States and around the world that they can't compete with.
The only one I care about this NMSU thing, my beloved Center for Latin American and Border Studies is staying. Thank God. I love that. That's all the time we have. Thanks for being here.
Okay,
Good
great.
stuff this week, you guys.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
I'm Gene Grant. Thanks for joining us this week for New Mexico in Focus. And as always, we appreciate your time and effort to stay informed and engaged. We'll see you next week in Focus.
Funding for New Mexico in Focus provided by the McCune Charitable Foundation and the Nalita E. Walker Fund for KNME-TV, the KNME-TV Endowment Fund, and viewers like you.